I was deeply in love with Norman. Couldn't shake it, couldn't tell you why. And I hated to be one of those people that says, he loves me, I know he loves me. He didn't mean what he did. I just couldn't let go of the love that I had for him, no matter how mean or how disgusting he became. I loved who I fell in love with, not who he became. He comes to my dreams quite often. Probably 2 or 3 times a week. 21 years and he still comes to me in my dreams. The dreams I was having at first after his conviction were that he's chasing me and he's wanting to kill me, and I can hear him screaming, "Where is she?" And then it went from being terrified of him in dreams to where I love him again. He's asking me to come back to him again. I felt that love in my dreams and would wake up so bothered by it. How could I be so stupid to love somebody like that? To have dreams about him and still love him in my dreams. It makes no sense. It's like he's haunting me. I get nervous talking about it. He must have been born evil. I had so much hope that I could save him. I stayed with him because I loved him, and I said, well, we can make it. We can get through this. I'll show him that my love is an undying love, and I loved him to the end. I was still married and living with my husband when I first met Mr. Straughns. And it wasn't a good marriage. I was looking for someone to love me the way I wanted to love. The day I met Norman was in his own restaurant. Went in to eat dinner. And there was something about him. He just had a smile that flabbergasted me, I guess you would say.
Hey, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. My name's Norman, I'm the owner.
Oh, Gwen.
Gwen.
Nice to meet you.
I was mesmerized, spellbound. And everybody in the community looked up to him. If you needed something, he would give you his last dime, take the shirt off his back. It just made me fall more in love with him, that he was such a giving and generous person.
I just wanted to let you guys know it's going to be on the house tonight.
Wow, thank you.
Absolutely. I hope I see you again soon.
You will.
I wanted someone like that. I wanted to be with someone like that.
Great. Enjoy.
I separated from my husband and was on my own with my son, so we started going out and having a drink every now and then. I was completely comfortable with him.
No, I'm serious.
He was good to me, treated me with respect and dignity. But he did ask me one time, and I thought it strange, would you still feel the same about me if I told you I was in prison before?
What did you do?
It was a long time ago. It's just kid stuff.
Norman told me it was just misdemeanor stuff, running from the police for speeding and making the police chase him down. Stupid kid stuff. But it was nothing serious. And I said, well, I truly believe that People do change, people can change, and that's your past. I don't need to know that. Past is past.
It's okay.
It is.
Yeah, I love you. No matter what.
Okay.
I should have caught on that maybe I just don't need to mess with him, but I never looked at it that way. I was mesmerized by him. After he asked me to marry him, I thought, this is going to be wonderful. We're going to be a family. He was real good with my son.
Oh, this is your present right here.
Whoa.
You like it?
Anything my son needed, he got for him.
You and me tomorrow? We're gonna go fishing. All day long, just you and me. All right?
I worked for him, and we lived together, and I loved being with him. I loved being around him. He just brought something out in me that I hadn't felt in years. Norman had an ex-girlfriend that had cheated on Norman with a family member of his, and that was hard for him to get over.
Hi.
Hey,
What are you doing there?
I'm installing a tap on this phone line.
Wait, you said you were setting up a tap?
Well, he told me that she had called and wanted to see him again, that she still loved him, but she was married at that time. So he told me, he goes, what I'm going to do? He says, I'm going to set her up.
Do you think you should do that, Norman?
This woman is getting absolutely everything that's coming to her.
He decided that he was going to lead her on and then record their conversations and give it to her husband to get back at her. I can't believe what I'm hearing, and I can't believe he's going to do something like that and be that vengeful, that mean.
Norman, why are you doing this, sweetheart?
She deserves this. She hurt me.
If he was supposedly engaged to me, there was no reason to.
Honey, we have a life together now. Can you just forget about her?
Yes, we will move on with our lives together as soon as I finish this, okay?
Not long after that, Norman said he gave her husband the recordings of their conversations. And I never heard any more about her or the woman's husband. I learned him that if you do something bad to him, he's going to get you. He will find a way to get his revenge on you, no matter how long it takes. Norman and I had gone car shopping. I loved the car that I was looking at, but he won't let me buy it because of the rate. So when the back was turned, Norman grabbed the car keys. And later on, he hired someone else to go steal the car off the lot. After he stole the car, we were going through town and he was stopped for speeding. And here we are, Norman and I, in a stolen car. I know it's stolen. So I was terrified. I'm going to jail. He's going to jail. What is my son going to do? Who's going to take care of my son? I was frantic.
Jesus. Norman, what are we going to do?
Calm down. I got this.
Norman got out of the car.
The officer, what seems to be the problem?
I couldn't hear what was being said, but I knew that he knew these police officers.
That's right, your brother's Robert.
Yes,
that's right. How are you, man?
Good.
His sister worked for our police department, so all of the police department really liked him.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. And tell your brother I say hi, okay?
After a while, he was able to get back in the car and just drive off. Just like a slap on the wrist and going about your business. Nothing was ever done to him.
I told you there was nothing to worry about.
He was not arrested. He was not fined. He just walked away. Norman was shot. And he was ranting and raving that he was going to take care of it himself. He was not going to turn this boy in. He was going to kill him. This used to be a photo of Norman, me, and my son. But I wanted to cut him out of my life, so I cut him out of the picture. If I had to do it all over again, there would be so many changes. I wish I'd seen all the signs that I needed to see and done the things that I needed to do. Norman had a gun on him 24/7. Always had a gun on the headboard of his bed and had shotguns on a rack in the bedroom. And then he also carried one in the small of his back at all times. It didn't alarm me because I know he was a businessman. And the money going out of the restaurant, you could be robbed. So it didn't bother me that he had a weapon on him.
Phone's on.
I love you.
Until he started using them during his anger. He had sent me on an errand one evening. He kept calling me and asking me where I was at, what was taking me so long. He felt like I should have been back within 30 minutes. When I got back to the house, Norman had shot up the whole ceiling in our living room with an automatic. There were bullet holes and plaster just falling from the ceiling, and you could see it on the floor.
Is everything okay? Are you all right? What happened?
Norman got angry.
It angered him that much.
You just stay here, okay? It's gonna be okay.
To come home to that was shocking. Just running late causes that? What if I do something worse than that? What's going to happen? What would he do if I were there and he was angry? His sister had committed suicide, and they were very close, and he didn't handle that very well. He got into drugs, and they just took a hold of him, and things started going downhill from there. I was home one evening. He has a bad drug deal, and he calls me and he's screaming, I've been shot, I've been shot. Call 911. They end up taking him to the hospital, and I don't have a clue what he told the police because they questioned him in the emergency room. Norman never told the police the truth about what happened because he wanted to take care of things himself. He made the comment to me that he was going to get this guy back, that he was going to take his revenge. In other words, he was going to kill him. He told me he was going to kill him. So he said he wanted to plan a cruise, but have someone go in his place to make it look like he's on this cruise when he murders this boy that shot him. I never considered talking to the police because I never believed that that would ever come about. People talk when they're angry, that they're going to do things that you really don't expect them to do. People say a lot of things when they're angry. I know I have. So I never really truly believed that he would go that far. And he never did anything to the gentleman. Nothing ever happened to him. He told me, come on, let's go. It's time to go. they're dead. After Norman was shot, he became a different person. His personality was changing. I didn't see him smile like I used to. He wasn't around very much. After we closed up the restaurant at night, he would leave and be gone all night.
Going out. Take care of this.
Norman.
And then that's when I started seeing his actions of paranoia. There was one incident that we were at home and he was terrified. He started looking through the mini blinds, checking under the bed, in the closets, even moving clothes from side to side in the closets to make sure no one was there. He would swear there was people in the trees watching him. It terrified me. He just got more and more evil. I don't know how to say it any different. It made him an ugly person. Norman and I would go to the drag strip quite often. He loved drag racing, and he was getting angry at me because I wasn't sitting with him.
What?
He was screaming at me, accusing me of flashing people my breasts and acting like a whore. This is crazy. He proceeded to beat on me, to pull my hair, to try to gouge my eyes out. He kept kicking me and kneeing me in my legs. My son's begging him, please stop beating on my mother. Daddy, please don't hit my mom. Excuse me. When my son says, Daddy, please don't hit my mom again, I said, I'm not going to put my son through this. I'm getting out of the car. We got out of the car and he leaves us. We're stranded a couple of 100 miles from home. I called a friend of mine to please come and get me. If anyone crossed him, he was always in a plan to get back at him. So if I could file a complaint on Norman, I felt vengeance would come my way, that I would suffer from it. I was scared to death to do anything because I had to go back home and get in the same bed with him.
Hey.
Norman had gotten me to the point where I was totally dependent on him.
Come on, buddy. Come on.
Go sit with your daddy.
Norman always controlled all the money, so I had no place to go but back to him.
Relax. Have a nice walk.
I was putting myself and my son back into a bad situation, and I didn't know how to get out of it. Things started going downhill and worse after that. A lot worse after that.
Oh, looks like luck's just not on your side today, Norm.
I loved Bill and Jared. They were a lot of fun. Made you laugh all the time. Always cutting jokes. We would get together occasionally and go shoot pool, have a few drinks, and just enjoy each other's company. They were nice people.
Hey, this is for you, Glenn. 14, corner pocket.
Let's see it.
Oh!
That was from me.
Yes, it was. Yes, indeed.
Well, they all liked to gamble and bet on their pool games.
Don't get cocky now, Norman.
And it got to the point where it started getting pretty serious.
Uh-oh, looks like somebody's gonna be owing me a little bit more money.
Norman would come back into the restaurant several times to get more money. And then he came in one time very, very upset. And I'm asking him, what's wrong? What happened? What's wrong?
Norman, what's wrong?
Bill pistol whipped me.
Oh my gosh.
He said, Bill pistol whipped me in the bathroom at the bar. And I noticed that he was red in the temple. According to Bill, Norman shied him $40, and that upset Bill very much. He felt that, what kind of friend are you to steal $40 from me? Norman goes to the register and gets the money out of the register. And he proceeded to get his gun. And I asked him what he was doing. And he said that they're going to die tonight. They'll be dead tonight. And I'm like, yeah, right. You're just mad. You're mouthing off again. Because the times before, he'd never followed through with anything he threatened on doing. So I just shrugged my shoulders and went on about my business.
You gotta come with me.
Norman.
They're dead. They're both dead.
He told me, come on, let's go. It's time to go. They're dead. And I looked at him and I said, yeah, right.
They're both dead.
Come on, let's not do this anymore.
And he comes up to me again and he said, I said it's time to go. It's time to leave. They're dead. Come on. So I went to get my son and he said, no, he's not going. He needs to stay here. I get in the car and we start going down the road and it's headed towards our home. And I ask him, where are we going? He keeps telling me to shut up. And I kept saying, Norman, where are they? Where are we going? And he wouldn't answer me. So then we finally pull up and it's in our driveway. And I said, Norman, where are they? And he said, they're in the house. They're dead. He gets out of the car and he goes to the front door and he opens the front door. And the first thing I see is a pair of legs laying in my floor. I refused to get out of the car for quite some time. And then he kept screaming at me if I didn't get in the house that I would be the one that would cause us to be arrested. So I proceeded to go into the house, and the first one I saw is Jared. And he's laying in my floor, looking up at the ceiling with the look of fright in his face. And he pointed down to Jared and he goes, you know, that could be you. He makes me look at him. He goes, I know he's dead, but I don't know about Bill. And he points towards our bedroom. And Bill is laying in the floor in our bedroom. And then he goes into the bedroom to check on Bill. He said, yeah, he's dead. And Bill had the same look in his face, like sheer fright. It was almost indescribable. Oh my God. This is Bill and Jared. Oh, God. I haven't seen their faces since the night. And it feels good to see a smile instead of the look of fright on their faces that I last saw them. It's good to see see him smile. Now I can keep that in my brain, in my memory, instead of the last memory I had of him. He stands over Jared, and he slaps Jared in the face several times and says, "This is all your fault." And he drags him to the front porch to load him into the trunk of the car. And then he did the same to Bill. He drove Bill to the trunk, put him in the trunk. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I just stood there looking at everything and watching him, watching what he was doing. And then he finally comes back in, and Norman makes me drive the stolen vehicle to follow him. We ended up at his uncle's property, and as we pull around the back of the property, I see Jared and Bill laying in the hedgerow on the ground. And he walked over to them and started kicking them. He was gone for a few moments, and I'm sitting there wondering, what in the world is he doing? Is he burying them? Is he just tossing them in the woods to be eaten by animals? What is he doing? And then the next thing I know, he's driving out of the woods. And he just kept going. So I sat there for 2 or 3 minutes, wondering, what am I supposed to do? What am I doing? Where is he? Where's he going? What's he doing? And then I realized, he's not coming back. He's left me alone again. The thought did cross my mind, go to the police. It crossed my mind several times. But I know I can't go to the police because I'm afraid that if I do, my son is there alone in his restaurant. If I don't show up, what's going to happen to my baby? I was terrified that he was going to get to my son first, and what would he do to my son? So all thoughts of calling the police or going to the police just flew away. I have to get my son. Norman kept telling me that if I said anything or did anything, that I would lose my son. I would lose everything, and I'd be in prison, would never see him. Knowing that he has had phones tapped before, I was terrified to pick up the phone to call anybody. If I left, he would hunt me down. He would make sure I was dead because I knew too much of what he had done. I saw too much. So I just sat there and cried. All I could do was sit and wonder, what's going to happen next? What's it going to do next? It was a day or two after that, the police came into our restaurant, and he wasn't there. And I knew one of the investigative officers, and he took me back in private and asked me if I knew anything. He said, "Is Norman involved in anything?" And I said, "Not that I know of." He said, "Do you know where they are?" And I said, "No, sir, I don't."
How about you? When was the last time you saw these fellas?
It's been a long time.
A long time.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell him the truth so bad, but I was so terrified because of the threats that Norman gave me that if he got caught, I would go down just like him and suffer just like him, and I would never see my son again. So those thoughts are in the back of my head the whole time. Tell it, don't tell it, tell it, don't tell it. But I chose not to tell it because I didn't want to be without my child. I didn't want to lose my child. Norman went out, and when he came back, he had me walk outside with him, and he said, "Come look at this."
Oh, God, is that what I think it is?
Yeah. Dog dug it up.
He brought a tennis shoe back that was dug up by the dogs, and the dogs was chewing on one of the feet. He propped it on a post so he could see it every day. Like he was proud, like it was a trophy. And that to me was so sick. So sick. And I had to look at it every day. I had to look at bullet holes in the house every day. I tried to lead a normal life, but it was impossible. I kept this secret for 5 months. Was scared to death if I told anybody that he would kill me. Norman came to the house, and the next thing I know, he's in a frenzy. He's angry because he's drinking and doing other drugs.
Norman, stop!
Puts me in a chokehold. He tells me it's a good night to die. It's a good time to die. I just prayed to God. God help me.
Norman, please!
And I'm about to pass out. And he finally lets me go. And he walks away from me. And he leaves. And leaves me sitting there by myself. I finally decided that I've got to do something. I knew if I don't stop him now, he will kill me. I went in to talk to the detective that I had spoken with at the restaurant that questioned me. And I said, "You were the one that I lied to. And I wanted to tell you the truth."
When you came to the restaurant to talk to me and I said I didn't know anything, it wasn't true.
And he goes, "Well, what's this all about?" I said, "It's about Bill and Jared and Norman murdering them."
I know where Bill and Jared are.
The look on his face was astonishment. And he asked me, "Are you serious?" And I said, "Yes, sir."
Why don't you tell me what happened?
And I told him everything that happened. I told them where I last saw Bill and Jared, and that I didn't know if they were taken from that area or not.
And he just left them there.
They were found on the property in a shallow grave. After all of it was said and done, an officer came into the room and presented handcuffs to me. And I was just, oh my God. Next thing I know, I'm being put behind bars. I asked what the charges were going to be because I couldn't understand. And they told me I was facing 20 years per person for accessory to murder after the fact. It was because I had waited so long that they had no choice. If I had to do it over again, I would have told him the first day he asked me if I knew if Norman was involved. I would have told the truth. The police department asked me if I would be willing to testify against Norman, and I said absolutely. I was gladly willing to tell what happened, to get him and keep him off the streets. questioning me was one of the hardest things I've ever been through.
Please stay and complete answer questions. You inside the residence. You're welcome to hear that.
Yes, sir. It was pretty hard to restrain myself. I tried to show him respect by answering him with a sir.
He proceeded to get his pistol and bullets and stated to me at that time that they were going to be dead, that he was going to kill them that night.
I was determined I was not going to let him get the best of me again and make me cry. So I stood fast and stood my ground and I kept my composure. He's not going to get away with this. He's not going to get away with it. The jury came back in less than an hour, and when I heard the words guilty of first-degree murder, I was elated. I hate to smile about it, but it elated me that I know he's off the streets. He won't be back on the streets for a long time, if never. And I felt like I could breathe. Now I can be me again. I allowed myself to finally break down and accept a date, and I was real leery about it. I remember telling him, if I ever see a change in you, I'm gone. I'm out of here. I won't stick around because I'm not going to deal with that again. But he ended up being the best thing that ever happened to me. We eventually got married, and we've been married for 21 years happily. And I know that he's always going to be there for me. He's always going to be there. He's my one true love, my one true love. You reap what you sow, and he deserves what he gets for what he did. You've been sentenced twice. Let's get it over with. But if Norman is finally put to death, I won't be there. I couldn't imagine being there and watching that. What I want people to know is I thought I could change Norman. But the first signs you see of abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse,